Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Bucks of the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday, the 31st of October, Halloween. Folks, market had kind of a sloppy day today, no question, but it did hold on at the end of the day and come back. I'm of the opinion that a lot of stocks at this point are still in play, and it's a stock picker's market, so just be there. Now, keeping that in mind, announcing a new policy on every Thursday night instead of the charts of the day. I'm going to do a weekend review, weekly review, I should say, of all the current and recent swings going back the last 3 to 5 weeks. Watching AMD, which I actually put out today because I like this trend a lot, and I think it's going to take out resistance, move up into the 39.40 zone, and eventually mid to high 40s potentially. It looks pretty damn good. I like the way it's acting, particularly in lieu of a pullback in semiconductors. This stock had an outstanding day. And so we'll see what goes here. 67 million shares today on the upside. Up next is Avaya, which we gave out as a swing when it popped. I said look for a pullback. It pulled back in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave decline, falling wedge. Reversed a little bit today. It has to break out above, in my opinion, starting with about 12.5 with volume. We see that this thing can start to run again and get up to back to 14.5, and then eventually to my swing target at 16.75, something like that. BBBY, nice swing from where we first gave it to you, jumping from about 12 up to that target at 15 and then pulling back. I still think the pullback is an opportunity. The stock's in an uptrend. We'll see. There was pretty good volume on the downside today, dropping 3.5%. Next target, 18. CRC just got crushed. Look, when this broke out here, I was convinced that was a breakaway move, but it wasn't. No follow-through day, and down goes Frazier. Was stopped out within 3 days. And you can see that from that level, it just kept going down until today's big reversal. Look at after hours today. Fantastic earnings report, blowout report. And I'm not sure why they took the stock down to where they did. But to take this down to 468 and within hours round it up to 7.5 is ludicrous. But that's what they did with CRC. Tomorrow should be a good trading day for it. But we'll see. CYH ended up as a good swing right there, but it's collapsed of late. And back to secondary support. This is a no-brainer stop right here. If it goes any lower than where it is right now, on the 345.50, you're out. Watch, if there's a low volume bounce back up to 380.90, I would get out because this is not technically what you want to see, a breakdown in heavy volume. ENDP, beautiful setup. Long downtrend, pop, falling wedge, pop, larger wedge, breakout, and now a coil on low volume. This is a good setup. Scalper to 535, swing to 6.75, 8.25, and 11. I believe we're going to see that eventually. This is a good swing. Good, and still a good setup. ETON, look, this stock looked like it was going to explode right there, but it did not follow through and backed off. It popped again. It did not back through and follow through and backed off. Key support 560. Anything under that, quite frankly, I would stop it. Did not do what I thought it was going to do or what I was looking for. Right now you can see the long-term declining top line is what is most important here. Need to take that out. MAXR for the 5th time in the last several months. Pop, pullback, pop, pullback, pop, pullback. Once again, it's trying to pop. Today was a good day up. 84 cents or 11% on 4.1 mil. It's the biggest volume on an update in about a couple months. We can see that if it gets to today's high of 870, 577, I'd look for 10.25 and 12.25. NET swing trade is starting to edge higher. I thought when it broke this declining line there, it was going to be a swing. Well, it moved up for a couple of days and backed off. There's a little mini inverse head and shoulders. You can see it. And there's your neckline. Well, we've gone through it. Your next target, 17.75. And if we get some good energy, 18.75. Newell, give you a buy on the pop breakout, pulled back, and then ran up to the target. First target was about 20. Second target is 22.5, 23. I think we get there. But if you draw an exact channel, and this thing did dip below it today, be careful. I believe after hours it might be up a little. It is. I think they had some earnings reporting. PRQR. Well, this was a swing back in here, and it worked for a few days and then fell apart. I put it out again recently when it broke out, but you can see the falling wedge. It was down for like 6 days in a row on lower volume. Today it tried to reverse. The volume wasn't big enough. Quite frankly, I need this to hold it right there and go. Any further damage, and I'm a stopper under 650. I'm not giving this any more leeway. Scalp target, 7, 35. Swing targets 8.25, 9.5. Quotient with a big pop breakout, it looked like it, and then it pulled back, came on again, could not get through the high and backed off, broke support and it stopped today, but had a big reversal day. When you see that kind of reversal, it often leads to more upside. I still think it's in a basing process, but right now I need that line, which looks like a wider channel, to be broken back out. Be careful with that. RAD is beautiful, long-term inverse head and shoulder with multiple left shoulders. Here's your neckline. I still need RAD to take a move through 10. Right A does that. Your measured move is 15 up here, 14.75, 15. Eventually, we might see 19. But for now, let's wait to see if it takes out the $10 range with volume, and should be in it at that point. Long-term downtrend, followed by an inverse head and shoulder base, very promising. REGI. Reggie also has an inverse head and shoulders, and after breaking out and pulling back, it ran up to resistance, pulled back, and just stuck its head above it 2 days ago. Couldn't follow through and backed off again, but notice, not heavy volume. If it holds and continues higher, watch for a move through 16.78 to get this up to near 19 and then 21.22. Arcadia. Pop thought that was going to be the beginning of a big move. Instead, no follow through, a pullback platform. Now, it's okay if it doesn't break 470. Today's low, 465. Something at 465.70 is now support. What I'm going to need is for it to pop through the 5.25 range for it to get going. Right now, it hasn't done that. Watch for this thing to hold. If it doesn't, you're stopped out. If it does, it gets to 575. That's where this thing could run to 7.5 and 10 plus. SEAC. Well, it popped and ran up to resistance and backed off, but I still think it's got more to go. And based on several factors, this is a large, beautiful consolidation that I think is going to lead to a move to 4.25 and eventually 5.5, 6. Seattle Genetics, fantastic chart. Massive breakout, pullback, entry opportunity, and then a 1, 2, 3. This is a rising channel or flag, a very bullish pattern. When a stock has that kind of momentum, you go with it. I think the stock's going to be 118.20 short term. Teladoc, massive breakout on big volume today, then the pullback. It's a buying opportunity. My target, 89, and then I'm looking for something up towards 99, maybe 100. Viav, I like the way this developed today, so I put a swing on it. The double top and the V bottom of the right-hand extension broke out with the breakaway gap. Stock popped $1.07 or 7% on 4 million. That's the biggest volume in 7 or 8 weeks, but it breaks it out. I'm now looking for that angle to be tested up around 17.75, 18. That's my next target. Xerox. I like the way Xerox acted yesterday with a pop, 2 days ago with a pop, and I put a swing on it, but so far no follow through. But 2 consecutive inside days tell me it might pop again. Once it gets to 36, 6.5, I would look for 39, 40 and more. That is a nice long-term pattern with key resistance right up there. We got to get through that. And finally, Zixi, not what I wanted to see. Basically, the reason I gave you this as a swing is I love the long-term chart. And it was a 1, 2, 3, I thought a long fourth wave. And the breakout here with huge volume had me in. The pullback retest looked positive, but there wasn't any volume on a pop. And then it broke support and stopped. So you should be stopped at this one at about the 10.75 range. It did make it down to 8.60 where support is, and today was a good update for it. But I'm not enthralled with the technicals, and so far this is a out and watching from the sidelines. That's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.